Welcome to your favorite Mortgage Guy podcast, the show that brings you timely insights, essential tips, and everything you need to know about mortgages. It's time to get informed, get inspired, and get moving with your host, Steve Rockefeller. Because here, your favorite mortgage guy has your back.
It's your favorite mortgage guy, Steve Rockefeller, here with another edition of your favorite mortgage guy podcast, where we try to demystify all things homeownership, whether it's buying, selling, refinancing, renting. No renting. Don't want to rent because there's no benefit to renting. Renovating or selling a home. We're going to demystify it all. Today, my special guest is Charlene Wales with Better Homes and Gardens Native American Group. Welcome, Charlene.
Thank you.
Hey, so listen, let's just dive right in, unless you've got some questions for me.
No, I'm here to talk about Homes for Heroes, one of my favorite programs.
Perfect.
And I'm excited.
Awesome. All right, so listen, what's the one thing that you want people to know about home ownership and buying a home? It could be more than one thing.
Well, there are so many things, but one of the best advice that I gave to my daughter, it's all about communication. And we are the experts. And we want to make sure that we provide you all the information necessary so you can make the best decisions.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. You know, I know on the lending side, I can tell you the one thing I can't stand, that's probably a strong word, probably shouldn't use that, but it's the reality, is I can't stand it when I have an agent that doesn't care on the other end. I know you do care.
I do.
And there are so many agents out there that just write a contract, dump it in my lap, and I'm the one that's got to deal with everything. But yet the problem is, as a lender, I'm on the finance side. I'm not on the home inspection side. I'm not on the other aspect of the house because I've never seen the house that these people bought. So when you find yourself meeting with a new client, what kind of educational process do you put them through?
Well, we always meet first because I'm a planner, and I think the smoothest transactions are those that we have a plan in place. Yes, sometimes we have to adjust the plan, but when you're purchasing a home, it's usually the biggest purchase of your life, and you want to make sure that there's as little anxiety as possible. And the way we do that is, for me, to have that discussion and then provide information. There are so many different opportunities, and I want to make sure that the client's aware of them.
Perfect. And you know, in the old days, I say old days, when I bought my first house, it was like a 2-page contract. Now, houses were only $79,000 back then. And now they're 17, 18-page contracts, and it's got everything covered. And it doesn't favor, everybody's protected, let's say, to a certain degree. But oftentimes, would you agree the consumer is so afraid because all they know is I'm signing the 17-page document, I'm giving a deposit of however much that is, and I'm throwing caution to my real estate agent to take care of all these things for me? Because at the end of the day, you're the one going out there and make sure the home inspection is taken care of. You're the one that sees the things in the house that the buyer doesn't see. Like maybe they're looking at some of the furnishings, but yeah, you're seeing the floors rolling.
Absolutely. That is one of the things that, because I have been in the business 20 years,
20 years?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a lifetime.
It is. And I have seen the contracts go from a few pages to right now it's over 17. But when you add the disclosures, and I sit down to speak about that with the client to let them know what the ins and outs are, it's over 30 pages.
Yeah.
So it takes time, and buying a house can be emotional, but it also is a business transaction, and we want the best for you. So that's why we take the extra time to go through those things.
So let me ask you this. When you say you want the best for you, so it sounds to me like you're in the best interest of the buyer. Now, I know there's been some changes in the real estate industry recently where there's representation on the seller side, representation on the buyer side, there's dual representation. Is there one aspect that you feel like is probably the better aspect for the consumer to look for? Like, do they want their
Right.
own representation?
Absolutely.
Kind of like you're an attorney.
Absolutely. The listing agent represents the seller and will always represent the seller. The buyer's agent represents the buyer. And it's good to have division between those two because I personally do not practice dual representation. It is legal in the state of Virginia, but I don't practice it because how can I do the best for the seller and do the best for the buyer? I can't. So
That's an excellent point because, you know, they've recently allowed in Virginia where I can be a licensed realtor and a lender, but I would not do that because how can I effectively be the lender and pick up a commission on the sale of the house? That's wrong, in my opinion.
I agree.
It's not an ethical violation, but it should be, in my opinion.
I agree. And that's how I feel about dual representation.
Yep. So if you were to give a homeowner, let's just say there's 10 homeowners watching today, prospective homebuyers watching today, and what is your experience with homeowners when home buyers? When home buyers come out and they ask you questions, you kind of anticipate, they all probably ask the same questions, kind of like they did with me. What's the interest rate? Or
Right.
this, that, and the other. So what are some of the things that you see that buyers need to know about that maybe they don't really ask about until they're actually in the house?
Well, we speak about the home inspection process prior to going to or viewing any houses. Once we are looking at houses, when I'm going through, I have a different set of eyes, as you mentioned. So I am looking at the floors and I'm looking at the different aspects of the house. Are there stains on the ceiling from leaks that have happened? So when I go through, I bring out all of those things. I am very transparent. So I talk about that. But what we don't talk about is the negotiation part of it, which is huge because just getting the house is the first step. Negotiating the terms is, in my mind, the most important part because that can save the buyer thousands, how we negotiate the contract.
Perfect. All right, so let's talk about the importance of a contract. So the one aspect of a contract is the process of, wait, can they buy this house? Can they afford to buy it? So I know with me, on my side of the house, realtors aren't accepting pre-qualification letters anymore because homes that are under $500,000 or 500,000, I should say, are flying off the shelf nowadays.
Yes.
Now, anything over that, and maybe there's a little more negotiable power in there, but what is your opinion between the pre-approval letter or the pre-qualification letter? Which do you prefer?
I definitely prefer the pre-approval. And the pre-approval is my way of determining that the buyer is qualified because they've submitted their documents. It's gone into underwriting. The loan officer has told me, okay, we're good to go. The pre-qualification letter, unfortunately, many loan officers give those out pretty readily. And what that means is the buyer has just given information over the phone and it hasn't been verified. I know I don't want to disappoint a buyer, so I would never go out to a house and show them a house based on a letter that may or may not be accurate. So pre-approval is always preferred.
So a realtor gave me an example the other day. She called me up and she says, hey, got a letter from a credit union. I said, really? What's the date on the letter? And she said, it was a Sunday. I said, oh, so a credit union was open on a Sunday and somebody actually wrote you a letter. And she said, no, the client, I was with them while they, on their phone, filled out the application based upon the information, and boom, within 6 seconds, they got their pre-qualification letter on a Sunday. It was an automated letter. As a real estate agent or realtor, are you recognizing those Sunday pre-qualification letters from third parties or online lenders?
No, because it sets you up to be disappointed. Suppose it's not valid. then the client's disappointed. And of course, if they're disappointed, then they're upset with you. And I want a smooth transaction. And the best way to have a smooth transaction is to have everything you preload it, as I call it, which means you take the time to do the full application. Buying a house should not be a spur of the moment activity to get the best outcome.
Right. Because you're not going to live in the home for 15 minutes.
That's right.
You could live in there for years. So have you ever met a client that wants the highest interest rate or the highest payment?
No, I haven't.
Okay, perfect. Just making sure because I haven't either. So, one of the things that you and I have in common is the military aspect. You and I have talked about it. My grandfather is buried in the columbarium on the grounds of the Naval Academy. My son was in the military. Both of my brothers were in the military. My youngest brother retired 2 years ago. Both of my nephews military. I couldn't get in because I have a curved spine, although I did try to get in. I think I would have made a great cook back in the day. Potato peeler.
Yeah.
And your husband was retired military, as well as he's a teacher. So, I mean, congratulations for your career on that, raising the family, having your husband in the military. So, Charlene, tell me, what should people know about the Homes for Heroes program?
Well, first of all, it's a great program. Not many people know about it, and it was started after 9/11. It's for heroes that are veterans, military, active duty, also medical professionals, police, firefighters, teachers. There are certain legal rebates that we can provide so that the homeowner has the opportunity to use these in any way they want. And it's a great program to provide that.
Perfect. So how does somebody find out if they're a hero?
Well, you can go to my website, charlenewalesrealestate.com, CharleneWales.com. And I am an affiliate. I have been through training, so I know all of the ways in which we can help benefit the new home buyer.
Excellent, excellent. So, guys, you heard it from a Homes for Heroes expert today, Charlene Wales, Better Homes and Gardens, Native American Group. You want to know something? You need to find out if you're a hero by going to charlenewales.com to find out if you're a hero. As Charlie mentioned, there's certain benefits, there's certain financial rewards that are available to you as the veteran. Charlene, thanks again.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's been great being here, and I look forward to doing more and speaking to more heroes so they can learn about their benefits.
That's perfect. That's perfect. I'm your favorite mortgage guy, Steve. Another edition of our podcast with Charlene Wales, Better Homes and Gardens, Native American Group. Bye now.
Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to follow your favorite mortgage guy on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Have questions or ready to take the next step? Reach out at steve@mloans.com or call 757-301-9776. We'll catch you next time.